like it like that. Don't mind getting hurt. You still get home and you feel too safe, and you wanna get shaved. Let's get shaved.
Yeah.
With Coach.
Man, that burns.
Today's episode is brought to you by Trekker Joe's, gear I've used on every backpacking trip in the last 4 years. His shoulder strap pocket lives on my pack. Phone, snacks, headlamp, lighter, money, all right there. No more stopping, dropping the pack, and immediately forgetting why I stopped in the first place. I also use his shoulder strap water bottle holder. You only have to use one hand to get the water bottle in and out. It makes it easier to drink water while hiking without doing the whole awkward reach around thing or asking someone else to grab it for me. I stay hydrated and keep my dignity. I'm telling you, these are the best pack accessories and fanny packs. Comfortable, secure, and perfect for the stuff you need constantly or whatever random item you swear is essential. Trekker Joe's is a cottage brand that makes gear that actually improves your time outside instead of just adding weight and regret. It's made by an experienced hiker for hikers, and you're in luck. Joe is giving Chafed Outdoors podcast listeners 15% off. Just use the code Marion15 at checkout. That's MARION 15, or click the link in the description and the discount will automatically apply. Thank you, Joe, for keeping my essentials handy, my water accessible, and my sanity mostly intact.
Hey, it's Peebz, the peanut butter prophet. While I usually save my pontificating for rants about the joys of peanut butter, today I want to talk to you about our sponsor, Sam Bob. If you know me, you know I live in my custom Sam Bob microgrid hoodie. But the microgrid isn't the only thing I have from Sam. I'm in Chicago right now, and it was negative 35 degrees the other day. You know what I wore? Yes, my normal winter parka, but for other layers, I just had on a wool base and my Sam Bob Alpha 90 hoodie. That's it. That's how warm that thing is. But just as much as I love Sam Bob's fantastic products, I'm also a huge fan of the man himself. Sam puts his money where his mouth is in supporting local community. In the past, he's partnered with local LGBTQ plus rights organizations and camps that focus on getting everybody outside. I can't wait to see what he releases for Pride 2026. In the meantime, you can cozy up for the rest of winter thanks to an exclusive discount for our listeners. Head to sambob.biz and use the code CHAFED20 for 20% off your order. That's CHAFED 20 for 20% off the best dang hoodie you'll ever own.
Welcome to the Chafe Podcast.
Hi, welcome to Chafed.
I'm Coach.
I'm Peebz, the peanut butter prophet.
I had to remember to say my name.
Yeah, that's you.
Coach.
That's you. Hi, it's been a minute.
It has.
Not for them. We're
Right.
releasing them regularly.
I hope so.
Yeah. How have you been? How was your Thanksgiving and all that?
I went to Danville, Virginia a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
My wife had a marketing / tourism conference at a giant Caesars casino.
Oh.
It was awful. I stayed away from it. Luckily, we didn't stay at the casino. But, I went in and got some free swag one night.
Nice. What swag?
Hats, multi-tool, stickers, stuff like that.
Gotta get the stickers. Most important.
Free beer from, what is that place called? It's in Roanoke. At a brewery.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink beer anymore, so
yeah.
I won't use it, but that's okay.
I realized that in my quest to just become the dad of the friend group, I think one of the ways that's manifested is I can only drink the really shitty beer now. Like, give me a PBR. That's about all I can do.
If I were to drink beer, it's got to be a really good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to be a really good beer. I just, they tucker me out now.
PBR just gives me the poops.
Yeah. I
Yes.
do know this about you. I know
it's
this.
awful. Yeah.
It's so funny.
I don't know what it is about PBR, but it does.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from drinking it so much in grad school.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
Beer pong.
If people don't think Peebz is short for peanut butter, which no one ever knows what it means, but guesses are either PBR or peanut butter.
But now it could be PBR because that's all you drink, really.
It sure could. Yeah. And like my buddy whose name is Rye has a little quip they say of, it's like bread or whiskey, but it's too early for that if it is in fact too early for whiskey. But
it's bread.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I took that straight from them and made it peanut butter or PBR.
Mine used to be the W's, whiskey or weed.
Whiskey or weed. Yeah.
I used to smoke weed.
I used to be like you.
Back in the day, I smoked weed.
Yeah. See, I'm a cheap date in that regard. I take 2 hits and I'm happy as a little clam, and that's about it. But I never do drugs, ever.
I love mushrooms.
Oh, yep.
Huge fan of mushrooms.
Yeah. We've discussed, you have not seen Fantastic Fungi, right?
No.
Oh, man. It's a great documentary. I think if you're a fan of nature or anything related to it, or if you are a fan of mushrooms in any way, fantastic movie.
I like
they
edible
go into
mushrooms as well, but
yeah,
psychedelic mushrooms, I think everyone should have to take one or eat some once a year because it just gets rid of your ego.
Yeah,
It just puts life in perspective.
Love it.
And you become a better person.
Hey, there you go.
How was your Thanksgiving? I didn't talk about my Thanksgiving. I was alone, but
That's great.
I worked the entire time.
No, I ended up going back to my hometown, which I haven't done in a while. So that was fun.
Saw the fam.
Got to see some people I hadn't seen in, like years. So that was really cool. And then I was also in Washington, D.C. for a little while right before the holiday. Never been to D.C. That was really fun. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. I grew up 6 hours away. I mean, I went to a little hippie school, so instead of the D.C. trip, we went to Colonial Williamsburg instead, for the traditional East Coast American D.C. trip. We instead watched people churn butter and whatever.
Well, that's still fun.
Oh, it was great.
I went to undergrad outside of D.C. in Winchester, Virginia. Mm-hmm. So we used to go into D.C. all the time, and I hated driving in there.
Oh, I was driving, I've been borrowing my friend's car, and I went to DC to return it to them. And there was one point where the navigation, right as I was getting there, and they live in Maryland, like on the other side of DC from here. So I thought, I'm going to like go around, like on the outer like beltway or whatever they call it. But my navigation said, all right, take the exit here towards downtown. And I was like, no. But I didn't know where I was going enough to override the GPS and go a different way. So I feel like I very quickly got to know DC and that everything got rerouted for a motorcade. I didn't know where I was. At one point, I kind of realized that my face had just been in this massive grimace for a few minutes. It was just like a cartoonish look of fear on my face.
Well, when I was in college, we didn't have maps on our phone.
Right.
You had to like go on the internet.
MapQuest.
MapQuest. Print it out.
I love MapQuest.
And I was just, I hated it so much. I'd be like, we can figure it out. It's DC. But they've designed DC where it's difficult to get out of on purpose.
Right. Which
it's well designed. And I got off at Arlington Circle.
Sure.
Driving someone home from Baltimore Airport on accident. We got off. And my transmission dropped in the middle of Arlington Circle, 5 o'clock traffic. We called to get towed. They said, sorry, we're not coming until 9 p.m. So we had to sit in this traffic for 4 hours. No. And I missed my final from my voice. My voice final. My jury is what they called it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did you get to make it up?
I did the next morning. They just didn't believe me. I did the entire... funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I played the main character guy.
That guy.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know
the leading player or something. It's like
Yeah.
Comedy Tonight.
Love it. And we're here to make up for lost time tonight.
Yeah, right. We should probably get back on. We should get back on track, shall we?
Yeah. Oh. Sure. I suppose so. So speaking of recreational drugs. Today we're talking about the Appalachian Trail.
Nice transition. I loved it. We know some things about the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, we sure do. History, yeah. We know...
Benton MacKaye.
Yes, indeed. We know how long it is. We know lots of things that we're going to talk about
right now.
Right?
And go.
Now.
Let's get chafed about the Appalachian Trail.
God, I'm already feeling chafed. I feel so put on the spot. I'm about to give a presentation in class that I wasn't prepared for.
We'll do a little bit of history, but then we'll really talk about the good stuff.
Yeah, it'll be great. So Yeah, I mean, both of us have had unique relationships to the Appalachian Trail. And neither of us have done a through hike of the whole thing, which I think is really interesting. But I think, speaking at least for myself, giving that, it gives me a unique perspective to it. And I've actually had, I think, very interesting lessons on the trail that, I would not have learned had I completed my through hike successfully. And people who through hike have lessons that I cannot fathom and understand. But yeah, so we'll get into all of that here in a second. But why don't you walk us through some of the history?
Sure. So Benton MacKaye proposed the idea of the Appalachian Trail in 1921. The Appalachian Trail Conservancy was created in 1925, and they built it and they finished it in 1937. They started in New York, so there were sections done, but it was fully finished in 1937. Do you remember the name of the first thru hiker?
Oh, you mean Earl Schaefer?
There he is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
1948, I believe. It was the first official thru hike by Earl Schaefer.
Yeah. Good name.
For some reason, I remember numbers.
That's good. Because
Yeah.
I certainly do not.
I did a video about it like last year, and I can remember those numbers.
Oh,
It's
there
so
you go.
weird. Yeah.
Earl Schaefer just to me has always been a really satisfying name. I
It's
don't know
a
what
good
it
name.
is.
I like it. Earl Schaefer.
Earl Schaefer. Well, it's like also I heard somebody talking about like the 3-syllable names, and they're just really satisfying. I kind of agree with that.
Have you heard the joke? What's his name? British playwright Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Woodward.
I'm familiar.
That one? Edward Woodward. It sounds like a fart in water.
Yes.
Anyways, the Appalachian Trail. I had to say it.
And there's only one podcast in the world where you can go from an Oscar Wilde quote to the history of the Appalachian Trail.
That is
and
true.
That's us.
Here we are.
But yeah, I mean, oh my God.
First female thru hiker. Solo thru hiker.
That name. You know what? That name I don't know. And what does that tell you, everybody?
She wasn't the first female hiker
No, but through hiker.
by herself, solo.
Oh, wait, I'm so stupid. Oh my God. Yes, I know this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very early. Not
GG.
very- Yes, that is Emma Grandma Gatewood.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, not only was she the first like solo female through hiker, but many times over, just walking up and down sections.
She was the first woman to do it 3 times, or first person to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing, part of what's so amazing about kind of the lore around her hiking is that she just did it in a little pair of white Keds.
Mm-hmm. And a sack over her shoulder.
A sack over her shoulder, a la Santa Claus, if you will.
She had a rough life.
Yeah.
I saw a play about her at the Barter.
That's right. I forgot that they did a play
an original
about it.
play.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good.
What was it just like a one-woman show? Was it a full
No,
play?
it was her and basically her alcoholic husband who played all the other characters.
Oh.
And then she was the main character.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and like she had one little blouse that she wore, and she just kind of had a tarp, right? And a blanket from home.
Apparently she mostly slept on like picnic tables.
That's right. Yeah. A little pair of dungarees. Awesome. Legend. Absolute legend. Yeah, she's from Ohio originally, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
That's correct.
Like yeah.
She hiked it in 55 the first time. And she's really considered one of the first ultralight
I was gonna say just a tarp and everything.
backpackers.
Ultralight legend. Little discussed fact about Grandma Gatewood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. First person to ever cut their toothbrush in half.
Oh, yeah?
Who's that? We got to find that person.
Right. Probably the guy in 99. What's his name?
Oh, that I simply have no idea.
The guy who kind of like really started the ultralight movement. I was just reading about him too recently. Dang. He's got like a class and you can also custom order gear from him now.
Oh.
I've got to figure out what that name is.
Interesting.
Maybe it'll come to me in a second.
Yeah.
But
Look it up.
it was like 1999 is when the ultralight movement kind of sparked and has grown into what it is today.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, it's funny because so this year, obviously, gosh, who knows? This might come out in 2026.
Who knows?
The year's
Most likely.
The year's wrapping
Yeah.
up. Most likely. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So in that case, last year, 2025, you know, if we do math, famously is 100 years from 1925 when the ATC was founded. So that is the thing that was really cool about hiking this year was getting to see not only just the rich traditions that exist on the AT every year, but then just like special things that had been released for the 100th anniversary. So my favorite thing was the post office released Appalachian Trail stamps.
We had some of those here.
Oh, I hoarded those things. Do
they still have them, or was it just like a limited release?
A limited release, who knows?
I should have saved them. I think we've got a few left.
I have one like thing that I completely saved.
Yeah.
And then
Smart.
it was cute. I did a thing where I told people that if they bought there's like a little stamp sheet. It had each of there was one for each of the states, and then a few just generic like Appalachian Trail ones. And I told people that if they bought a sheet of that for me, I would then send them a postcard from every state. Nice. So that was a super fun way to kind of keep in touch with all the homies. Yeah, it was really fun. That's something that I think you could do. You know, your stamps wouldn't be as cool, but like, that would be a fun way to kind of keep in touch if you were setting out. Yeah, like that could be a fun way to keep in touch with people for sure. But yeah, it was just really fun seeing all kind of the centennial 100th anniversary stuff. There was like a special hang tag that came out. So usually they will take they'll release a poll in the late fall about like what color should the AT hang tag be.
Which I think it's going to be pink next year. Or is it black? Black with pink. I don't remember.
Black
Anyways.
Pink. Whoa.
Yeah.
Safety pink. But they did not take a poll for the 2025 season. Instead, they just did the classic like Appalachian Trail green with the logo. They made a special like new version of the AT logo for last year, which I'm a sucker for some good like logo design.
Are you a fan of that logo?
I'm a fan of it simply for it's such
I love the
thoughtful
classic
design.
ones so much.
I do too.
The new one got a lot of hate.
I know.
Like that it looked like a penis.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't at all, but
no.
Yeah. I think people just don't like change.
No, and I think that, a good logo should stand on its own without a bunch of explanation, which I stand by. I think that one does. Yeah. But I loved when they released it, they kind of went through, if you break down the logo, there's, so the AT's kind of logo is that classic. It's the capital A, but then the crossbar on the A, it's also kind of the crossbar of a T. The, like, stem of the T, for lack of a better word, kind of comes down. And so they highlighted that to kind of, like, it's curved out. It looks like a trowel. They've got, it's a really fun, they put out this little thing breaking down all the different elements.
I need to check that out. I haven't seen that.
It's so good.
That's cool.
Maybe
I'm people
such
would
a sucker
appreciate it a little more.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, people.
Come on. You
got to rebrand every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, and my understanding is that it was just kind of like a special 100th anniversary logo.
Oh.
So I could be totally wrong, but I think it was like for the 100th anniversary.
I heard they had hired a marketing company to rebrand it. And
that I do know.
So I think it's what it's going to be from now on.
Yeah. Well, and they got a lot of flack too for like hiring a graphic designer to do that. When like there was so much damage to be fixed from Hurricane Helene. It was
spending money on
prioritization of our money.
Right.
But the thing is, those projects take.
It was probably planned like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like to search for a graphic designer, go through the process, things like that, especially knowing that they are a nonprofit and they take money from the federal government. Those processes take so long. Forever. I caught, like, I don't know. I heard a couple of people, like, complaining about that. And I was like, valid criticism, however, also, like, I don't know. People are
red tape in government.
That's the trail is not immune to it. So I don't know. That was all really fun.
So there's the Appalachian Conservancy, but there's also ALDA.
Yes. Yeah.
The Appalachian Long Distance Hiking Association?
Yeah.
Was that it?
There you go.
Okay.
Well done.
I never get that right, but they have a thing every year in Abingdon.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, in October.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah, they're a great organization as well. I mean, part of what's so cool about the AT too, I mean, community, obviously, but all the different ways that community shows up and the forms that it takes. Mm-hmm. So one of kind of the, like, branches of that community, for lack of a better word, is all these organizations. So you have ALDA, you have the ATC.
And they say ALDA is for the hikers and the ATC is for the trail. Like I've heard
I love
it broken
that.
down
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think one of the biggest support networks that we see across the trail. I mean, there's so many individual hiking clubs,
Yeah.
right, that maintain sections of the trail. And with that, under the ATC, you get the Ridge Runners, which are a really great group of people. They go out for 3 or 4 days at a time. They have a specific little section of the trail that they will hike up and down during peak season. And their job basically is to connect with hikers and make sure rules are being followed. They do so much grunt work that we are better off for, like cleaning privies, cleaning up trash.
Would you want to be a ridge runner ever?
I would.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I would have done it.
I would like to. I would not like to do it in the national parks. Would be my only thing.
Why is that?
I think you are dealing with non-thru-hikers a lot of the time. And that's not because I'm better than day hikers or weekend warriors. It's because
thru-hikers know
you're
the
dealing with
rules.
so many more shenanigans, you know.
People there for the weekend to drink and party
just,
instead of...
Yeah, not as... I think thru-hikers, on the whole, are going to be more thoughtful about those leave no trace principles, about different, you know, things of like trail etiquette, right? Like they're
also
they're
exhausted
so
and go to bed
Yeah.
at like 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
And wake up in the morning and get out of there.
You know, it's like they're so concerned with permitting and the stuff. And, you know,
It
granted,
doesn't
this
mean
is
to
not
say that
all
non-thru-hikers, right?
Yeah, you know, there's great day hikers that are more responsible than irresponsible thru-hikers, for sure. But I think generally I'd love to do it somewhere kind of like towards the beginning to be that motivation for people, hype them up.
Nice.
Yeah, I had some really great experiences with Ridge Runners, like in northern Georgia. And
Cool.
I thought it was super, super cool. I mean, I met lovely Ridge Runners in the Smokies, too. It was really awesome. But, yeah.
So Georgia to Maine.
Georgia to Maine.
Springer
yes.
Mountain to Katahdin.
Yes, yeah. There's an 8-mile approach trail that I think is becoming increasingly popular.
I feel like that should just be a part of it.
I think so. And it kind of became this thing where I noticed people asking,
Should I
well,
do
did you
it?
do, no, like when you were on trail, well, did you do the approach or did you not?
Oh.
Yeah,
And if
know.
you didn't actually hike it.
I mean, there's always going to be those people, right? And they're like, oh, well, why not? Because you start with, I think, like 600 stairs.
Yeah, it's an 8-mile approach trail, right?
I mean, that approach trail was
It's
hard.
But it's a good way to be like, oh, this is what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Should I actually do this?
Yeah, it was great. It was a good little, I really did feel like it kind of kicked my ass, but in a way that was like...
Did you camp at the sign with all the people?
I camped, like at the Springer Mountain Shelter?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Were
did.
there a ton of people there?
You know, here's the thing. I really could not tell you because I spent so long saying goodbye to people, calling people.
You were in the dark.
Yes. So I did not get going because I was having breakfast with my mom. The night before I took off, we had stayed at the Amicalola Lodge.
Yeah, pretty place.
Which is beautiful. Yeah. So, and then the next morning before I took off, I had met an amazing person, Emma, who worked for the North Face, and we had ended up talking. She was there kind of getting some hiker feedback on North Face products and everything like that. And I have lots of experience selling their products and things like that. So we ended up yapping for a while, and then I went and did my little, registration class to get my hang tag. So in order to get...
You did that the day before?
No, this is, all the day of.
All the morning.
Yeah,
I see.
so during peak hiker season, they run these kind of little, like, registration kind of feel like driver's ed. You go in, you have to watch this 10 or 15-minute video kind of about trail etiquette and leave no trace.
Learn how to hang.
Yeah, how to hang, and then,
this is all
if
new.
if bear cans are required or anything like that, like telling you about where those areas are. And then once you've done all that, you sign your name in the book, all of that, you then get your little badge. It's just a little
tag.
Yeah, like a tag, 3 inches big or whatever that you hang on the back of your pack. Just lets people know that you're a thru-hiker, which is very cool. So, and who doesn't? Nobody's gonna not get that. You gotta get it. You've come all this way. And so there's a couple different places on trail you can get them, but my year, I started March 10th And I was number 837 to take off from Amicalola.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think if I did it, I would want to get all that done the day before and then wake up at like 4 a.m. and start hiking.
Yeah.
Such a morning beginner person.
I am too. Once I'm on trail, like that day was such a classic kind of, it just ended up being
So when did you end up leaving?
what it was. Oh, so this is I ended up leaving at 3 p.m. for an 8-mile hike, my first hike of the season. So no trail legs to speak of yet. It's intense elevation. Stairs aside, I thought the stairs were pretty chill.
Yeah.
They were pretty easy.
You don't have to worry about rocks or anything.
No, and I mean,
What time did you arrive?
I arrived at, not terrible, like, I don't know, I think 8 p.m. or something like that. But it's March, and so it was already very dark. But I got to, and the whole time I was moving really fast. Because I had also told, so Emma and her partner, who I don't remember I don't remember her name, but they were both up there for the North Face and like, how do we connect with more hikers, whatever. And I told them, well, if you want to be a hero, there's a little thing called Trail Magic, and you could hike in just a mile to the Springer shelter and like sit there with some beers or some drinks, just to kind of celebrate people you're officially on the AT. And I was testing out a product for them on my little approach trail hike, but then I started so late in the day that then I was just rushing, like, I gotta get this jacket back. They're gonna think I stole it. And they had my jacket for collateral, but the whole time I was just kind of rushing, stressing out I wasn't gonna make it there in time. Didn't want to keep them waiting because it was also pretty chilly. And definitely kind of did overdo it. I was in really sore the next day for no reason other than doing the classic pitfall of going too hard too fast.
Right.
But then the upside of all of that is I've been rushing and stressing the whole time. But I got to the plaque at Springer Mountain right at sunset.
Oh, cool.
And it was one of those like winter sunsets where you can just, the visibility was amazing.
See through the trees,
everything was so crisp and beautiful. So, all's well that ends well.
You did the thing.
I did. And then set off from there. But yeah, it was really cool. So, from that plaque, it's actually a mile to the road crossing. So,
I've seen so many pictures of that campsite with like 80 people.
So
many tents. I would not like that. I think I would just keep hiking, even if it was dark, and just go until I found another camp spot. Yeah.
It was, it wasn't too terrible. Definitely a lot of people by like
March
backpacking standards.
Right.
Yeah, but
I think April 1st is like the busiest, or March 15th or something.
Yeah. I guess we could talk about that. When people start,
Northbounders.
Northbounders versus Southbounders, Nobo versus Sobo, as we call them.
What it seems like is people pick the 1st, the 15th.
Yeah.
It seems to be the most popular time. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean everybody does it. It's just that's when they're kind of packed in there.
Yeah. I was going to start March 10th, and then I realized, that year, Blood Mountain, which is about 30 miles in, it's kind of your first, big climb, big summit. There's a few around there that people also kind of fearmonger, but Blood Mountain is like a big milestone for sure. The wind chill up there was -12 a few days before March 1st, and I said, I'm gonna wait, actually.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold off on that.
So you started when again?
March 10th.
10th. Okay.
Yeah, it was not remarkably warmer, but not -12.
Yeah.
Still have a nice wind chill. Got us down to about 13.
Yeah.
I think was the coldest night that I stayed on
very
trail.
Cold, but you've got your gear. You're all set.
I love cold weather camping.
Yeah.
I was coming out of a winter in Chicago. So
there is nothing better
was
than
prepared.
being in a quilt or a bag in cold weather.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Especially, I've got a Superior Gear hammock that's got a built-in underquilt.
Oh, wow.
And it just it's a 20 degrees, so I haven't done too cold, but
yeah,
it's so comfy.
That's cool. I didn't know that they made those.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dutchware's making them too. No.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, March, I do think it was a good start. A big thing is I wanted to experience all 4 seasons on trail, and to a certain extent, that's going to happen no matter what. It's going to be cold, but I wanted to get out there and have those few weeks of cold and,
Did you hit
watch
the-
everything come in.
The Smokies at a good time? Or did
did.
you have to wait? I've heard people having to wait like a week because of the snow.
Yeah. I mean, my friend that did it in 2018, the aforementioned Rye of me stealing their name fame, or their little bit about their name, when they did it, they had to wait like a week in Gatlinburg, I think, or 5 days.
So they waited, or they didn't skip forward and do some and come back?
No, they just got off and stayed.
Might as well hang out
Kurt-
in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, Gatlinburg, just that beautiful. And now they're
Hillbilly
like,
Hollywood.
Oh my God, yeah.
It is
Nah.
Hillbilly Hollywood.
It really is. Oh man, good old Fratlinburg for
It was
sure.
where we used to go every year as a kid. My
Yeah.
parents had their honeymoon there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gatlinburg, city of love, they call it. Yeah. I mean that when we hiked through Gatlinburg, like one of my very good trail buddies was from New England, and everyone else, for the most part, was like someone was from the UK, someone was from the Midwest, and so I was like, I gotta take them to
experience it.
You gotta
It's a
experience
part of
it.
it.
It's just, especially coming off the trail, because I'd been to Gatlinburg before many times. Nothing can compare to when you're coming fresh out of the woods. And,
I used to do that with friends in college because my family had a small cabin down near there.
oh, nice.
It was like a 30-minute drive to Gatlinburg. It's like, we got to go stay in the cabin and then hang out in Gatlinburg. Go get a funnel cake.
Oh my God. Yeah. Jeez. Feed black bears our trash or whatever.
Yeah. You see a lot of black bears for sure.
Yeah, I was so sad we didn't see him. I did not see a bear on trail until about halfway through Virginia.
I've heard that with a lot of people.
No. It's, I love
I think
those
they'd
guys.
be out more, especially in the springtime when they're trying to fill up their bellies.
Well, and that's another reason that I wanted to start a little early is get some ground before they came out of hibernation, give the snakes and ticks some time to wake up.
Yeah, let's
before
wait
I
until
dealt
the
with them.
ticks are in high fashion. Ticks
You know
are
those
really
ticks.
out up in PA where there's a lot of Lyme disease.
God. Yeah. But we're Pennsylvania. We'll get to Pennsylvania.
Ticks were bad last year.
Oh my God, they were awful. And only gonna get worse because it keeps getting warmer. But anyway, I digress.
Climate change.
Yeah. So you start in Georgia, and
Then what state?
Then what state? Then you head to our beloved North
Our
Carolina.
beloved.
Hey, and
That's the part of the trail I grew up hiking on.
yes, yeah, same here. And it's cool because so you have about a little less than 100 miles in North Carolina before you get into it's actually in the Smokies, where you cross into Tennessee for the first time. And then you kind of weave back and forth from Tennessee and North Carolina up and down that border. I think you cross the North Carolina-Tennessee border like 9 times total.
I don't know.
But who's counting? And especially this year with reroutes, who knows? But
So were you ever near that trail when you could actually camp on Max Patch?
on Max Patch.
We used to camp on Max Patch all the time.
I don't.
Now
I mean,
it's
so
not
possible I did,
allowed.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I went through.
It's
Max
pretty
Patch.
sad how much trash was on that mountain. Have you seen the pictures?
No,
It's awful.
God. I mean, I can imagine. Max Patch is an incredible place. So that is in Pisgah National Forest, which is, the area within the area that has our heart. That is the central
main-
artery for both
Yep.
of us. And yeah, Pisgah is an incredible place. It's a rainforest, which is cool.
Yeah, go visit Brevard and go to Pisgah National Forest.
Yes, absolutely. I know. I wish Brevard was just like a little closer to the trail, so we could have made the excuse
yeah.
to go on it. Pisgah's huge,
It's
and
huge.
it's kind of broken into these 2 sections. But yeah, gosh, Brevard is amazing. Max Patch is amazing. Yeah, it was a very cool moment when I saw the first sign like entering Pisgah National Forest, because that was when I was feeling like, all right, I could be done. I could be done here, but I walked home, and it was very cool.
Yeah.
And that is kind of another thing where I kept making these little goalposts for myself, because if you're starting at, Georgia and looking at Maine, to me, saying, okay, only 2,200 miles to go, that is such how do you even begin to start that?
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes, absolutely. And I just kind of was making these little
Mini goals.
goalposts of, it was like, I'm not going to be someone that gets off trail in Georgia.
Right.
no way. Like, I got to at least make it through Georgia, because even then if I get off, I'm a section hiker that's going state by state. And that's the
mindset.
narrative.
It's so important.
It's such a mindset thing. And so then I got to North Carolina, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to quit while I'm at home. That's too much, like going back to creature comforts and whatever. And then as a North Carolinian, we've had a healthy rivalry with Virginia for a long time. So I was like, Virginia's not going to be what takes me out. I can't get to Virginia.
Virginia, though, you're looking at like 500 miles.
Oh, it's a quarter of the trail.
Yeah.
And I think that was the other thing, is then you know that on the other side of Virginia, oh God, sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. See, even I'm allergic to the concept of getting off trail in Virginia.
Right.
But you enter Virginia, I think mile 400, give or, a little over 400. And then you know that on the other side of it, you're almost halfway.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the thing of...
They said, you know, the unofficial halfway mark is Harper's Ferry,
right.
which is on the border right there.
Yep. And so that was a big motivator then to get to halfway. And so much of this in my brain was so that then if I quit, I've gone halfway. Or then if I quit, I've gone state by state or whatever it was. And in no part of my brain was I actually considering quitting. It just kind of was this thing
Sometimes
I told myself.
Tell yourself things
yeah.
to get through.
Oh, exactly.
I think Virginia gets a lot of flack, even though it's such a beautiful state to hike.
Well, there's this big concept on trail of the Virginia Blues.
Yeah.
And I think that stems from the fact that it's 550 miles or something? Like genuinely a quarter of the trail.
It's probably where most people quit.
But I think is that bias based on how long you're in Virginia, you know? And there's all these stats out there about 25% of people have quit by the time they get to mountain crossings, which mountain crossings is this kind of incredible, very fabled outpost around Blood Mountain that we were talking about, 30 miles in. But that...
They've got the tree with the shoes.
Yeah, they have a big tree where people who are calling it can throw their shoes up in this big tree.
Is it still 1 in 5 hikers make it? Is it staying with that?
To Katahdin? Or I think that's generally stayed pretty true.
I was wondering if as gear gets lighter and more information gets out there, if that number would change, but maybe not.
Well, I think there's a thing too of it's amazing that backpacking is becoming more accessible. I think maybe that also means more people are trying. Especially during COVID, right post-COVID, there was this massive spike in people getting outside, which is great. But I would imagine that, yes, there are more people that are finishing, but there's also probably more people that are starting.
Got it.
But yeah, I don't know. The concept of the Virginia Blues, I never experienced. Anyone that I talked to never experienced it. I had a hiker say, I got the Virginia Blues in Vermont. Yeah.
So it's just the name of the blues you get when you're starting to think about getting off trail.
Yeah, the Midway Blues were a much bigger thing for me, and I think everyone I was hiking with, because it feels like you have gone so far, and you've been on trail forever, and
miles,
I've got to do all of that again.
And harder sections.
Yeah. You know that this was all, you're going to be yearning for that 1,100 miles you just did. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I got through Virginia and then was just super happy to be on trail. I felt like I had, I didn't have that, I can't let West Virginia or Maryland be what takes me out. But then I got to Pennsylvania. And that was the one where I was like, I can break my ankle the minute I step in New Jersey. Stay tuned for that one. It doesn't matter. I can get injured from here on out, and it doesn't matter, but I'm not going to get out in Pennsylvania. And that's because Pennsylvania, I think out of all the states, maybe has the most consistently, notoriously bad reputation.
It's the
bad. It's the
Even
bad.
Even though every state has rocks, it's just
every state has rocks.
Pennsylvania's tough.
Yeah, and I think so. In my experience, Pennsylvania was the hardest I went through. Not even physically, because it's pretty elevation-wise. It's not that bad. You've still got big climbs. It is the Appalachian Trail.
But you have to continue to look down.
Yep. You have to.
I hate hiking a trail where I'm not taking time to look up, but I'm always making sure I'm hitting the right step on a rock. And
so that nickname Rocksylvania, it kind of, I think that because it's not like they're big boulders you can climb over.
Mm-hmm.
It's not small gravel. They are, anywhere from like 1 to 2 feet, and they rock every time you step on them. And in between the rocks, there's just perfect little foot or trekking pole sized holes for you to just absolutely
break your trekking poles.
Best case scenario, break your trekking poles.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then to me, the thing that was the killer is not even that. It's because you're doing that, you are moving so slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right in that time for us where we were hitting our stride. We were finally comfortably doing 22 to 25 miles a day. And then you just grind to a halt. Mm-hmm. And that was such a killer. We were also there during a giant heat wave.
Uh-huh.
And so, man, it was, oh my God, it was just a perfect storm of morale. And I think any other place in the trail, had it been that heat wave, because I'm someone that gets dehydrated really easily and really sensitive to the heat, I probably would have skipped ahead and then come back and, like either hiked south or done that part later. But I was like, no, the only way out of Pennsylvania is through. Mainly because I knew if I skipped ahead, I was like, I'm never coming back here. So yeah, that was it. It was like, Pennsylvania's got to be a one and done, man. And so that was, I think that earned its reputation. There were cool little outcrops and views.
We did skip a state.
Oh,
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
For like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think we talked about Harper's Ferry as quickly as you are in the state of West Virginia.
Which Harper's Ferry looks like a cool town.
It's great.
I went in there to get some good food, and there was no good food.
I had some pretty good food, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I was not satisfied.
I went to the Snallygaster Cafe simply
We
because I love a
there
cryptid.
too.
I love a cryptid, so if you're named after an Appalachian cryptid, I'm going there for sure.
It looks like a cool place.
It was great. Yeah, it was one of my buddy's birthdays, so a little on-trail birthday moment. It was very fun.
This episode is brought to you by Jolly Gear, where fun meets functional and thru-hiker flair meets serious performance. Need protection from the sun? Technical fabrics that keep you moving without overheating? Jolly Gear's Triple Crown button-down is a sun shirt hybrid masterpiece. Hoods with ventilation, thumb holes for extra coverage, chest zip pockets, breathable fabrics, and UPF protection so your skin stays protected mile after mile. Now, I have 12 of these shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve. You've probably seen me wear them in videos. I love them. And Jolly puts out new designs every year, and I can't help it. I collect them like trading cards. And let's be honest, too many sun shirts make you look like a divorced geography teacher on a field trip. Well, not Jolly Gear. And Jolly's always innovating too. New products, new fabrics. He's even got a hiking dress for those of us who want a little extra freedom and versatility. He's got flip-flopper sun sleeves that turn any short sleeve into full sun armor, neck gaiters, and hats perfect for hiking. This isn't just style. It's function that backs you up on every ridgeline, canyon bottom, and hot gravel road you tackle. And Jolly is giving Chafed Outdoors listeners 15% off with code CHAFED. That's CHAFED. So if you're headed out for long days, long miles, or just want gear that feels good and performs, head over to jollygear.com. Up your comfort, up your protection, and do it with style.
But yeah, like you said, Harper's Ferry is kind of the spiritual halfway point of the trail. That is largely because the Appalachian Trail Conservancy headquarters is there. So that is where you go.
It's all up on a hill. It's really cool. It's a cool town.
It's a great,
With the bridge
great area.
and the river right there. It's gorgeous.
Crossing the Shenandoah River is very fun. But yeah, you go to the ATC building, you get your photo taken. It goes in a little hiker logbook. Very cool. And they have all the previous years too, so it was cool. I got to look at all of my friends who had done it before and find their pictures and send them pictures of, themselves. And some of my friends did it almost 10 years ago. And so it was cool looking at the pictures of these people where I'm like, I don't even know the person in this photo, man. It's amazing. So that was really cool. Yeah. But Harper's Ferry was great. It was a cool little spot too, because we got there early June, which is when lots of flip-floppers were getting on trail. So we've been hiking around the same people more or less for a while. And then as we kind of took off from Harper's Ferry, we started getting this new crop of people, that we hadn't seen before. And that was just really exciting. And then I think it was the first time I started to feel like I had some street cred on the trail, because flip-floppers are people that, there's so many different ways you can do a flip-flop, but it's not a typical north to south or south to north. So the people we were meeting at that point were doing a very traditional flip-flop of starting in Harper's Ferry, hiking
south.
north,
Oh, north.
and then coming back to Harper's Ferry.
Oh, I
and
see.
then they would hike south from there.
Yeah.
Because Katahdin, the summit, it closes around mid-October every year.
Right.
So if you can't get on trail until June, you gotta start somewhere further up if you're planning on getting there in time. But it's cool because people at that point, the flip-floppers we met were asking us questions about the part of the trail that we'd already hiked. Yeah. So that was kind of a cool moment of feeling this eldership take on of, people are asking us questions and we know the answer to them now. And that was a very cool moment, and it was super fun to finally get to meet people like that. So yeah, I mean, for it to only be like 13 or 14 miles or whatever it is, West Virginia is really magical. West Virginia is such an underrated state, in my opinion. I wish that it went through...
I do a lot of backpacking in West Virginia.
I wish that the trail went through more of West Virginia.
I wish it went through Dolly Sods.
Yeah.
I love Dolly Sods.
Dolly Sods is amazing.
Cranberry Wilderness. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah,
It's all good stuff.
I did a week-long trip up near the New River Gorge when I was in 8th grade, and that to me is like a foundational outdoor memory.
I think
for me.
If you're wanting to train for the Appalachian Trail, the Dolly Sods is the perfect training ground because it has everything. The weather is always exciting.
Yeah, it's
in
something.
some way.
Yep.
You'll be walking through water. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's Dolly Sods is great. But yeah, and then kind of similarly, briefly, you are in Maryland for a hot minute. It's about 40 miles, give or take.
That's got to feel good to just get through. I got through another state.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you've been in Virginia for so long, and then you kind of tick through 2 really fast, and then you're in Pennsylvania forever. But then from there, you do just keep knocking them off, which is really, really satisfying. PCT hikers are rolling their eyes right now, talking about, you've been in one state forever, 500 miles, not, like 2/3 of the trail or whatever.
Definitely have to change your mindset going through California.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, so that, I mean, that's all very cool when you start kind of getting those states underneath you. A lot of people do the Maryland Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Which is you try and make it through all of Maryland in one day.
Mm-hmm.
That is certainly...
It'd be fun.
Yeah, I think I would go back and do it now that I've been there.
Where's the half-gallon challenge?
Oh, the half-gallon challenge is at... Oh, my God, what is the name of it?
Which state?
The name... Oh, it is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So the half-gallon challenge is a time-honored trail tradition where you... Basically, so that's the actual halfway point, mileage-wise. It changes a little.
It does change a little bit.
Every year, give or take, for lots of different reasons. If there's
still
trail closures,
the
repairs. Yeah, but generally around there is the halfway point. So for us, I think it was about 2 miles before the actual... There's a big kind of pillar thing in the middle of the woods that is the halfway point. Mm-hmm. And so we... Yeah, like ours was a little bit before it because they had closed some sections for Helene. So yeah, got to jump ahead a little bit, which was nice. But then you go in to the general store and you order a half-gallon of ice cream. And there's some people that say you have to do it in half an hour. Like a half-gallon of ice cream in half an hour when you're halfway. Yeah, for sure.
Because you get the ice cream for free if you finish, right? So it should be a challenge. Oh, you don't? You have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Oh, so never mind.
Oh, yeah, and it's marked up like
crazy. If you have to pay for it, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Well,
I've heard of, like, trail angels paying for people.
That's very possible. But, I mean, I was just like, I'm going to finish it. I don't care how long it takes me. I can sit here all day. But there's certain rules. Like, you can't wait for it to melt and drink it. That does not count.
Why not?
Because that's not eating. That's drinking. You're drinking a milkshake.
Yeah.
I can drink 32 ounces or whatever of a milkshake. Easy.
If it's not a challenge, a time challenge, you should be able to do whatever you want.
I mean, also, what a concept that you should just be able to do whatever you want.
Right.
I think it's made, like, if you're setting a record or, like you can't just sit and wait for it to drink or to melt. And
Is there a record?
Yeah, I think it's like 3.5 minutes.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Somebody had brain freeze.
No, yeah. Like, I don't know what flavor they had, which I do think the flavor you pick
counts,
is a methodology.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
What's the easiest flavor, do you think?
So...
Vanilla?
Oh, I mean, I guess. I don't know. So my thought going in, I knew I was going to do ice cream. I wasn't going to do sorbet. I'm not a coward. But like, which, yeah, there's a whole other thing about sorbet coming. But I was like, I want something pretty plain.
Yeah.
Because I don't want whatever that flavor is to like blow out my palate. Some people say that mint chocolate chip is the best one, which sure, but that
anything you gotta like, it seems like it might,
yeah, so
tire out the jaw.
Yeah. So a lot of people do that one, I know, but to me that was just way too strong a flavor.
Yeah.
I didn't want like just straight vanilla.
You can get 2 flavors, right?
Yeah. So now now because of because of inflation or whatever, I don't actually know. The actual tubs are not a true half gallon.
So you have to get an extra.
You have to do that and a pint. Which is nice. That provides you some variety.
I think I would do a vanilla.
I think at that
Maybe
point
in
it
the
would
pint.
start to taste like nothing.
Perfect.
Ooh, no.
If it's a challenge.
If it's a challenge, yeah, I just needed a little something. So I was going to go for like a strawberry or something like that had a little bit of flavor. Wasn't super
just didn't
rich.
for me.
Like
I can't.
chocolate to me was too rich.
Yep.
Is what I said to myself.
Oh.
And then I showed up and
you
in
got
the
it
freezer.
anyway.
Well, in the freezer was a chocolate peanut butter.
Oh my gosh. You had to get it.
I had to get it. Did I
can't
want to
do
get
chocolate
it?
peanut butter. I do vanilla peanut butter.
No. Did I want to get it? Absolutely not. But I can't.
How about
I can't
just
leave
peanut? Do you just have peanut butter and that's it?
No, seriously. I mean, the chocolate I didn't mind, but especially
I just
'cause
don't
it's,
like
such
chocolate
a
or
big-
strawberry ice cream.
Well, then yeah.
Yeah.
Then probably not the best option for you. But
Did you get both of those?
like for both pints?
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
Okay. What was the other one?
I didn't want the half gallon of it. I wanted the smaller pint of peanut butter because then I could say I did the peanut butter ice cream
Yeah.
and I could go with something lighter. But they didn't have any. Like asked if they had any in the back. They were completely out. So I was like, well, all right. And then for my smaller one, I did a black cherry.
Oh.
And it was so good.
I
I
bet.
wish I could have done.
Did you finish with that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I ate the full half gallon
Smart.
first and then did the chaser.
Black cherry's
then-
great.
Yeah, the
That's
black cherry. It was a little peanut butter and jelly vibe, you know?
Yeah.
But man, that black cherry, I easily could have eaten a half gallon of.
Nice.
The thing that was the most diabolical, among many diabolical things with this challenge for me, was that I was thinking, oh, it's like peanut butter cup ice cream. Whatever. Sure. It's going to take me forever. That's when my dreams of getting it done in half an hour went out the window.
Yeah.
But I was like, as long as I finish, whatever. It was not peanut butter cups. It was kind of just these globs of peanut butter.
Perfect.
That no,
I would like that.
No,
I
because
don't
they
want
were
peanut butter
about
cups.
3 or 4 inches long, just like little like
Love that.
no. Well, they were.
If it was
frozen.
vanilla, I'd want the peanut butter cups.
but
chocolate
they were
with like.
It was just like frozen solid.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's different. I'm thinking like peanut butter.
no, yeah, not like little swirls or whatever
darn.
that people do. It was like solid, like globs of peanut butter that
Rocks of peanut butter.
I started picking up with my hands and crunching like it
Yeah, don't want
was
that.
hard candy or something.
I see.
So that is really what ground me to a halt. And the whole time I was having flashbacks of when I ate the jar of peanut butter at Trail Days, which is I did that and was like, cool, I'm never doing that again. And then here I was a month later
you are
going through the
Doing
same
something
thing.
worse.
Yes, yeah. So that was not my favorite moment ever. But I made it. I
did
made
it.
it through. I made it in I think 51 minutes and 45 seconds.
Hey.
Under an hour. Under an hour.
That's good.
But then the thing that was funny is so a lot of people I think go in with this mindset that like they're gonna get the sorbet because it doesn't have all the dairy. It's not gonna be as rich. You're not gonna get as sick.
Sweet.
So looking at because of course while we're eating we're looking at like the nutrition facts on the side, right? I think I had like 48 grams of protein in mine because
Nice.
of all the peanut butter.
Perfect.
Oh, it was awful. But you know, I mean, sugar. I mean, I say relatively reasonable. Keep in mind, you're eating a half gallon of ice cream.
Yeah.
It's not a reasonable amount of sugar at
No.
all. But some of my friends who got the sorbet, 400% the daily value of sugar.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
so they tapped out.
I
The
would've
sorbet
vomited,
people I was
yeah.
with tapped out, but the ice cream people made
You
it
gotta
through.
have the fat, the protein. You gotta have all that.
And listen, it was so hot that day.
Yeah.
Did I just curl up in a ball the rest of the day. I drank so much water.
I was about to say, I would be dehydrated.
I don't think I ate until lunch the next day.
Yeah.
Because we were going into town and next day to stay with a really lovely trail angel, Natalie. And that morning it was like kind of humid. And I still, similar to trail days, had this coating of like oil in my throat. So I felt like I couldn't really, like the water was just not touching the sides at all. My throat was all like itchy. And oh my God, it was awful. So I ended up getting somehow there was an Uber near Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. Stopped at a general store, drank like 3 ginger beers to try and get my stomach right. And
More sugar.
I got a like sandwich first Deli Blaze, which is a very exciting thing on trail. But got my first sandwich and just ate the cold lettuce and the tomato off of the sandwich.
Did you do it in the morning or the afternoon, the challenge?
The half gallon around noon.
Okay. So it seems like the smart thing to do is do it in the morning and then have like a giant hike afterwards.
Yeah. It would have been smart, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Sure would have. No, I mean, we got there at noon. We didn't go much farther. Our plan was, to not go much farther anyway. We woke up at like 4 that day. We had already done like 17 miles by the time we got there. So not a short day. But that was, it's another thing. I did it. So glad I don't have to do it again. And if there's a world where I start the AT from Georgia again or wherever,
you've already done it.
I don't have to do that again. I do not have to do that again. I'll sit and get a little
milkshake to do it anyway, but you
like
should,
a civilian
to experience it.
Yeah, and that's kind of, what makes the AT so special is it's had 100 years to have these traditions crop up alongside it.
Yeah.
And it's, like even going back to mountain crossings, the very beginning, there's kind of this tradition around you get a pack shakedown at mountain crossings, and that's your first kind of like honing your skills and things like that. I think that is becoming less common because more people are starting with gear that they're familiar with.
Here you go ultralight.
Yeah, that's right.
You get rid of the heavy stuff, or you get rid of the winter stuff.
Yeah, I think this is a big, people start getting rid of winter stuff.
I've been
swapping out shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to talk to the restaurants and get them to do some sort of hiker food challenge.
Listen, people will pay to commit to a bit.
But it should be one of those things, like really difficult. And if you can finish it under a half an hour, you get it for free. And you watch these hikers who will eat a ton. Yeah. Eat mounds of food and try to get it for free.
Yeah, I will say kind of around here is when the fabled hiker hunger starts. And that is something where... So this concept of hiker hunger, right? You're like, oh, you're on trail. You just become a calorie burning machine. You're eating like double the amount of calories you eat at home. I've been really hungry after hikes before. So I thought, yeah, I know. Hiker hunger. Am I right? And then even early in the trail, but then I so vividly remember somewhere around here, maybe a little after, having that first moment of like, truly like the biggest munchie, like the biggest munchies you've ever had, where I was like eating 2 things of ramen with so much peanut butter in there to try and make me full, and like all my spinach and different like proteins and things like that, and then eating all my snacks for the next day and whatever. And I was just hunger.
Well, is it true that your body can really only process so many calories a day anyway?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like that's a thing. I could be wrong. I'm not a nutritionist.
I operate by the standard of I eat when I'm hungry. Yeah. And so people were asking me how many calories in a day I was eating, and I would kind of retroactively go back and count. Mm-hmm. And that got me. There were some times where I maybe should have been more conscious about, like, I got to get some more calories in my body. But
there was a guy here doing Sobo, and he said he finally got here, and he's like, I really need to think about what I'm eating and how many calories, how much protein I'm getting, how much fat I'm getting to make sure, because he was starting to get almost sick from he said, I was eating ramen every single day, and that was basically it, and I was weak, and I needed protein.
You need more than
fat,
man. Yeah. For most people.
You can really get sick.
Yeah, the thing that I realized I was discounting the most was fat. Mm-hmm.
Fat will keep you nice and full too, but also balance your hormones.
Yeah. No, fat is crucial. The joint
but also
support.
Protein.
Yeah.
To recover those muscles.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny. I could tell the days that I had not had enough protein the day before. Yeah, it's just like it would be a 1-day thing where like, ooh, that's a little tighter than normal. Let me
getting injured too.
Yes, exactly. So that
Speaking
was.
of, where did you get injured?
Oh, well, I got injured a little further north.
Okay.
But before that, I did get the distinct pleasure of going through New York and New Jersey.
Oh, good.
Which I loved. I enjoyed. I think that is an area that gets a lot of hate because it's the Mid-Atlantic. If you're Nobo, you are going there through the pits of summer. Mm-hmm. It's humid. It's gross.
Black flies.
It's buggy. Yeah. I grew up in low elevation swampy areas of the East Coast that are super humid. So did I enjoy it? No, but I felt like I was desensitized to it. We're just kind of like, yeah, this is the low country in the summer.
I did some summer stock in upstate New York. It was awful.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, not a thing I enjoyed, but I think when we talk about so much of the ATBN mindset, I think that's not even like an I can do it mindset. It's more of a this is what you signed up for. And this is it. It never claimed to be anything else. What was the phrase?
ATVian?
ATVian?
Is that what you just said? An ATVian mindset?
Did I say that?
I don't know. I'm just asking what it was.
I mean, that'd be fun.
An AT what?
I thought I just said AT mindset.
Okay.
We'll find out when we edit this.
I heard ATVian.
An ATV. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, an ATVian mindset.
It's good.
Of it's not even the positive. Yeah. It's just like the AT never claimed to be anything else than this.
Right.
So don't act shocked.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge like, oh my God, it really is like this, but the complaining about the steep climbs or how humid it was or how much it rained was not for me.
The fact that people actually go to hike the Appalachian Trail and think it's just going to be a flat trail the entire time, they had never done any research, never hiked on it before to see what it would be like. It's just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, and that's all. You can set out with no expectations, but then I think you can't be shocked.
Yeah.
There's no room for pearl clutching here. Right. But yeah, that was kind of always my thing. Like, you signed up for it. I mean,
did you go into New York City?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a unique trip into New York City because I actually got off trail for 3 weeks to go guide on the Pacific Crest Trail.
Oh.
A little side quest.
Cool.
Go fraternize with the enemy.
Right.
And so the easy trail.
Yeah.
And that, oh man, talk about, I was up zooming. I was like, oh, I get why they can do 30 miles a day. Yeah. I get it now.
30 to 50, yeah.
Yeah, I get it now for sure. But, no, I mean, so we hiked through New Jersey. We went to the classic Warwick Drive-In. So right when you get into New York, there's a little drive-in where you can go and camp. One thing I thought was funny is because we were there like right after the summer solstice, like only a few days after, so super late days. It didn't get dark until I think 8:30 is when the movie started.
Yeah. So
30 minutes from Hiker Midnight. We were all asleep by the time the movie started.
I tried to talk our local drive-in here to do that. Let hikers camp there.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was super fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, we were all asleep anyway.
Yeah.
So I hope How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, was good.
It's
whatever.
A complete remake of the cartoon, which is amazing.
It's a really good movie.
So I was upset by the live
action. I just wasn't, super inspired to stay up. But, it was all good. And then, so hiked past there. We made it up to where the trail crosses the Hudson River, which is right near the lowest point of the Appalachian Trail in Bear Mountain. It's actually right across from the little bear exhibit, which is very fun. We went through, there's like this little zoo that you wander through, and then we're outside. My Achilles was just super tired that day. And you kind of cross the Hudson River Bridge, and there's a climb right there. Then at that point, we had two really lovely people pull in this gorgeous vintage car. And they just went, attention AT hikers, do you need food? Do you need a shower? Yes. Like, what do you need? And it was me and my tramley's last night together, because obviously, I mean, could I have caught up to them in 3 weeks, like, yeah, but it was just pushing it in a way that, whatever. But we were like, oh, you know what? Yeah, like, let's do it. It's our last night together. Let's go all out. And so, yeah, we went and stayed with them. It was the night before 4th of July. So they were running around doing errands. But, I mean, just, like, one of the most fun, like, detours we had. And then
at some point you just got to say yes to everything.
And I'm such a big proponent of just like say yes to all the side quests, because you never know when you're going to be back here. A big thing that I would say to myself, especially when I was getting like a little antsy of like, oh, I should be doing more miles or I should be further along by now, was just like, I've waited my whole life to do this. Why would I rush that experience?
You've got a full year.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just like,
you don't have to get it done by October.
No, it'll happen when it happens. And so that was something that was cool, was to get that final moment. And then the next morning they drove me to the train station so I could go into New York. And then met up with some other hikers there, which was fun. We got tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was fun. And then, went to California, did that, came back, and then crossed into Connecticut.
And you were by yourself at this point?
I was by myself.
Nice.
Which I liked having the balance of a few days with people.
I would enjoy that.
I liked having the balance. It made it great. I was by myself for the first 100 miles of the trail, give or take. And then I found my people. And yeah, we hiked all the way together. But everyone kind of has to get off at various points for different stuff or whatever. So I liked having that little break where I felt like I would go a day or two of doing my own thing, and then we would link back up and make a plan to go into town or, whatever. So that balance really worked for me.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of excited, especially after guiding a group of teenagers for a week. I was excited to have a little more time to myself. And I knew I would meet more people because that's just the way the trail is. And at that point, I was a little behind the bubble. So that was kind of nice because we had really, at a certain point, been socked in with a bunch of folks.
Right.
So yeah, I was looking forward to all that. And then I can't even say I tore my meniscus because I think it happened on the West Coast. It didn't even happen on the AT. Yeah, when I was
Were you pushing it too hard?
No, of course, right, we're at base camp. The kids aren't even there yet. We're just packing out gear, getting ready. And my knee hyperextended, but it hyperextended backwards and then overcorrected. And it like bent all the way forwards, and I went to the ground. Oof. But when you're hiking, I was. Are
you double jointed?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm double jointed. I hyperextend a lot as well. And it's painful.
Yeah, I don't have it like in my hands or elbows or anything as much.
I do.
It's just my knees really will go so fast, and I've had this issue my whole life. But
you do leg day.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like I had been doing 4 months straight of leg day at that point. Yeah. And so, I went to the ground, like hit my knee on the ground as I was like on the way down. But, at that point I was guiding, we're hiking 3 to 6 miles a day. Most of the day is being at camp and sitting around.
See, I wonder if it was like the switch to nothingness, and now your body's like, oh, I can heal, except I kind of can't. What's happening?
Yeah, it was just done, just straight done. Yeah, and so but I didn't really think about it, and then I got back on trail, in New York, and like New York is not, and then Connecticut is not remarkably difficult terrain. There's some straight up and straight down little scrambles in Connecticut that I was surprised by, but. It was really hard and harder than I thought it would be. I knew I wasn't going to go back to doing like 25 miles.
Now, did you know you hurt yourself? Like in your brain, whenever you hurt yourself in California, were you like, oh shit?
I was really freaked out right after it happened.
Yeah.
And I went to my buddy who was the med staff, and they did some like knee stability tests and stuff. And it all kind of seemed fine. And I think the thing is, because I've had chronic knee pain my whole life, I just kind of... like it happens. It's part of my experience hiking is my knees are always hurting.
So were you already wearing knee braces?
I always wear KT tape. Okay. Always. So that I was already wearing. By the end of that trip, I was ace wrapped. But just, again, that's pretty normal for me. But then, in Connecticut is when it started locking up. And I couldn't bend. Any steps down that I took. And in Connecticut, there's some rock scrambles. There's like direct steps below you. That's when I started to feel the classic meniscus issues of there's no cushion whatsoever. And
Do you remember the moment where you thought, I have to get off this trail now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different. I think something like that,
tears.
you kind of go through the stages of grief a little with it. There was
denial.
this denial. I just kind of, so the day before I got off, and at that point I didn't think it was getting off for good, was going down some of those, feeling the zero cushion, and the only thought I had was, if I'm like this in the whites, I am fucked. Like I am just.
You're not making it.
Up Shit's Creek without a paddle, because the whites, that's when it is getting more remote. You don't have road crossings every 5 miles. If I was up there and stuck, that was potentially going to be really expensive.
SOS button.
Yeah. So that was kind of all I could think about. And then later on in that same day, my knee was locking up and I couldn't really bend my knee even. I sat down and was kind of stretching, trying to do all this stuff that like my knee physical therapy had taught me to do before. None of it really seemed to be working. It was enough that I could keep walking. It was a really flat stretch along the Housatonic River, like straight as a sidewalk. And like I just couldn't, my gait was weird. I couldn't, anytime I tried to correct my gait is then when it felt awful. And I was like, you know what, it's all right. I'm going to take like max dose of ibuprofen, elevate overnight. I'm just going to stop here. I'll be fine. Next morning, I could not bend my knee to get out of my tent. Yeah. And luckily, somehow in this area where I'd had no service for like the whole day, I had just enough service inside of my tent, like not 2 steps outside of my tent, no service. But a really lovely friend of mine lived about an hour and a half away in New York, and she came and got me. And at that point, I was just trying to find an urgent care to see what was going on. Yeah. Dr. Google at that point had kind of told me it might have been a meniscus
Never
thing.
trust Dr. Google.
No. Part of what worried me, though, is that it was a kind of knee pain I'd never felt before.
Yeah.
After dealing with this for 15 years, I thought I had felt every kind of knee pain already. And so I was like, oh, man, that's weird that it's new. Yeah. So, I went to the urgent care in New York. I asked them before I went in, hey, can you perform some like knee stability tests? Because that's kind of the first thing they'll have you do if they're looking at a meniscus tear. And they just said, no. I was like, okay, well, I'll see you later then. And the way that and so this is the anger stage of grief healthcare, is then I was so mad at the healthcare system. I had to go back home to Chicago to see my doctor. And it was kind of at that point where I was like, if this is bad enough, that like getting on the plane to Chicago, carrying my heavy backpack was like, it was awful. And it was at that point where I was like, if I can't lift this into the overhead compartment without buckling, the writing may start to be on the wall here. And, but like didn't want to give up, but just even being at home, still getting out and walking around the block, it was time. Yeah. And that was such a heartbreaking decision to have to make. Yeah. But the thing that I tell people, because I mean, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially making it that far.
Yeah. 2/3 of the way. Yeah. It was really devastating, but kind of at the same time, I think I've gotten to a point with it now where people think like, oh my God, that's so awful. That's like the worst thing that's ever happened. But the bottom line is I do genuinely think the Appalachian Trail teaches you lessons that are really hard and what maybe you don't want to learn. Right. And this is true of all long hiking and things like that. And just like backpacking in general will teach you stuff about yourself, which is why I love it. But like the lesson that I needed to learn is not that I can do hard things, is not that I can push my body, is not that I can do all of this stuff. Like I knew that about myself. The thing that I needed to learn is like how to take care of my body and have the long-term idea of self-care in mind. One of the things that my friend said to me is, you could hike to Maine like this. The question is, are you okay with the Appalachian Trail?
Never hiking again.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I want to do the AT. I don't know that I want to do the AT that much.
You've also got so many plans for next year. You got to heal up.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing. Like, it's, you know, for some people, they could be okay with like, I'm going to finish the AT by all means necessary. And then if I'm dealing with stuff for the rest of my life, that's fine. And that's great.
Sure.
That's not me. I love hiking on the whole too much to put it all on the line for one
That's smart.
through hike.
You've got a lot of hiking years left.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, and I think that's the thing too, kind of broad. Anyway, that's my full history of how I got off trail. But I think that's something where, when I see people, you know, whether like coming to the store, I think a lot is something that where I see this happen. But just also in the world, there's folks that are, you know, like past retiree age. They're like, oh, I'm too old to do that. I'm like, not true. You might have body.
The majority of hikers are retired.
Yes. Yeah. My first 2 weeks, I didn't meet anybody my age.
Yeah.
I was out there with, either people younger than me that had just gotten out of college.
Or high school.
Or high school.
Retired.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was kind of, like I love explaining that to people. And like physical ability is a different thing than age. But age is not something that on its own is going to stop you.
No.
From hiking. We just had a new record set, 93 years old.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, Grandma Gatewood, when she first hiked, it was 67.
Yeah, exactly. And that was before we had, all the resources and things that we have. So, I mean, I think it's a testament in listening to your body and not pushing it. But at the same time, don't let something as arbitrary as age be what stops you from doing it.
Right.
You know?
There's something about the trail these days. Have you noticed trail culture change over time?
Oh, yeah.
Something I've noticed because of trail angels and trail magic, that this is not every hiker. Mm-mm. Hikers kind of expect it.
Yeah.
And if they don't get it, they're disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of that. And not like even the first year I was here, everybody was so grateful. And it seemed like there was none of that. Mm-hmm. And since COVID, after that, it seems like there's more like, well, why didn't y'all have food for us?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how much of that is just part of we're seeing more stories and things like this where, you know, like more people are out there doing it, more people are hearing stories of this trail magic, and so, but not having experienced themselves. Right. And so then on top of that, they're thinking that's what is required versus just getting out there and having zero expectations. Like
that's when it's truly magic, when you're not expecting it.
It's a surprise. So the rule that I set for myself, and I would recommend this for people just in a fun way, I gave myself, so I decided I was going to do it mid-November, and, you know, that gave me 5 months or whatever to kind of get ready. Mm-hmm. And from November to New Year's, I let myself consume as much AT content as I wanted. I read books, I watched vlogs, I read blogs, I just let myself become a sponge for all of that. And then January 1st,
no more.
Now so that I could forget. So that I could forget the little things. If there were great lessons or takeaways I learned, I would have those. And
nowadays, you really could not watch anything. Yeah. As long as you have a, far out or something. Yeah. You could just go start it without any expectations.
Yeah, and also it's such a social trail. You will find the information that you need to find, and there's something fun in it, just being this oral tradition of I heard that so-and-so is whatever. And even by reading all those books, watching YouTube and things like that, some of the coolest little trail traditions, I just learned from people on trail talking about them.
Another thing that I've noticed about the trail is how information moves up and down the trail. Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
How somebody down here could hear something from someone up north on the trail. It's just like information moves freely through this trail. It's so
very cool. And there's something to me about that really harkens back to just the human nature in general. This is how we communicated information for thousands of years. And it's really cool to see those networks. Because I think in our world, in today's world, it's hard to imagine, but how does that happen without phones? And the answer is it just kind of does. Humans are social creatures. And that networks of information like that are how we survive.
That's why in the beginning of each season, I really try to listen to trends of gear and clothing, because that's usually what people are going to be looking for.
Yeah.
A couple of months down the road.
Yeah. So
trendy gear on the
Very
trail.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. So, I
The
don't know.
Appalachian Trail.
The Appalachian Trail.
There's so much information.
Yeah, I mean,
we could talk for days.
I know one episode is nowhere near.
We'll have a part 2.
I'm sure we will. Yeah.
I think we got good and chafed.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, great to see you.
You
Good
too.
to be back in the saddle. This is lovely.
Let's get chafed.
Let's get shaved.
Until next time.
Goodbye.
Oh,
What?
let's all kiss.
Oh yeah, can't forget about the kissing. All right. All right.
How you like that? Don't mind getting hurt. You still get home and you feel too safe, and you wanna get shaved. Let's get shaved.
Yeah.
With Coach.
Man, that burns.